Hi, this is me holding my media pass for the Cyprus Rally, and in this video I'm going to share with you my experience of this event and how much fun it was. But first,
warning, this video may contain loud, obnoxious car sounds, which if you are a car fanatic will get you excited and cream your pants. Grab your box of Kleenex and remember to clean yourself up after. Now, can I have your attention for the next 60 seconds?
Nasser, all these years in Cyprus, what gives you the motive to come back year after year here in Cyprus and compete?
The Cypriot people, because it's love the motorsport, This...
Go! If we need to push to get the win, we will do so. We have the speed to do it.
It was really amazing,
How good was that? Honestly, I'm still overwhelmed from this event. And before I tell you my experience, I'm just going to tell you a little bit more about the Cyprus Rally. This is one of the most thrilling motorsport events in the Mediterranean, offering a challenging mix of gravel and tarmac stages, set against stunning backdrop of the island's rugged terrain. As part of the FIA Middle East Rally Championship, it attracts top international drivers and rally enthusiasts from around the world. Whether you're a fan of high-speed action or just love the atmosphere of motorsport events, the Cyprus Rally delivers an unforgettable experience. 100% true. So first of all, how did I get my media pass? Well, it was quite simple, really. I literally just sent an email saying, hey, my name's Demetrios, I have a YouTube channel, and I also have an Instagram account of X many followers. I would like to make a YouTube video of this event. Now, at first, I actually didn't hear back straight away, so I followed up because the original date of the rally was actually a little bit earlier of October, and I didn't want to miss out. So I followed up, and then the assistant wrote back to me and essentially said, I will pass your email on to the press officer. I literally waited probably another week, and then without any hesitation or any forms to fill in, he literally goes, yeah, you can join the rally event. You got a media pass. I was like, oh my God, that was so easy. After living in Canada and trying to get the Toronto Honda Indy, this was the easiest thing. No bullshit red tape, no forms to fill in. It was literally a simple email and I got a pass. I have been to motorsport events before and I pretty much knew what type of settings you need to capture cars. I've done this before, like Toronto Indy, I've done that. Street photography, I've done that. Check that video out if you haven't seen it. But this one was slightly a little bit different because you're in the mountains of Cyprus. It's not a simple street circuit where you can get from point A to B really quickly. So I picked up the pass on the Thursday and on the Friday was the opening ceremony. I thought, you know what, let me go there as well. All right, just arrived at Lefkosia, or Nicosia, if I was gonna have to say it in English because I'm used to speaking Greek now. I'm heading to 360 Tower, where it's the opening ceremony of the Cyprus Rally, and it takes place tomorrow in the mountains on Saturday and Sunday. So I'm just gonna take some photos and videos, let's check it out, see what it's all about.
Here you were the fastest, you were leading. So what are your goals coming into this event? Our goal is to finish. We would like to win. We have the speed to do it. If we need to push to get the win, we will do so. 3, 2, 1. Go!
Now, later that evening, once all the drivers were introduced, I came home and prepared, and that meant setting up my camera, making sure it was ready with AI focus tracking on cars, putting it to 4K 120, and using the dial modes, where is it? 1, 2, and 3 essentially, having that set up on both photo, video, and even S&Q mode. So during the event, I could just concentrate on capturing rather than filling on settings. So that was key, having to prepare. The same with the drone. Yes, I did get the DJI Air 3S on time. I want to say thank you to my mum and my grandma who helped me have a packed lunch. There isn't anything in the mountains. Okay, so I have just come back from the opening ceremony of the Cyprus Rally. Well, they spoke to some of the drivers, and then the cars drove off basically to the service area, and they're gonna head off into the mountains in the morning. I feel so overwhelmed. I can't wait personally. Cheers, good night, see you tomorrow for the rally. Activate. Now there's me thinking that I could make the next spot, but because you're in the mountains of Cyprus, it's not as straightforward as going from point A to B. You have to go down the mountain, up the mountain, down the mountain, up the mountain. Now I took a wrong turn, and it was almost as if I was in the rally event, because every time I was getting to a place, the rally cars were in the opposite direction, getting to the next stage. I was like, oh no, I'm just chasing cars right now. And that pretty much led to me missing most of the morning session after arriving on time that day. So I was pretty gutted. After speaking with a couple of people, I eventually got back to where I was in the morning because it started again. Jesus, I got a whole goodie bag in here. So because I wish I had a jetpack, put it that way, to go from place to place, because there's not many places you can see the Cyprus Rally, because you have to go round the mountain. Yeah, and it just takes forever. Otherwise, you end up on the dirt track, which is the rally circuit. The car I have is definitely not suited for that. So yeah, it's been a waste of a morning, but I learned. You learn from mistakes. And hopefully from tomorrow, I'm prepared and I can go to the locations, because they listed them on the Cyprus Rally website. Only one didn't load, when that's for tomorrow, but I'll figure that out. I'll have time tonight. I got some wicked clips at least. Anyway, the afternoon was a little better, and I did end up going to 2 spots. So the same place as before, flew some FPV, and even in the last spot in the evening, there was, which we covered in dust, by the way. So after coming home, spending an hour preparing for the next day, I decided not to wake up early to make it for stage 1, but make it for the second stage of the morning. Why? I don't know why I'm saying second stage. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, stage 8. Made it for stage 8. So I went all the way to Lefkada, made it. And this is the good thing. After all the preparation I'd done, I was speaking to one of the marshals there while we were waiting for the first car to arrive. And I told him, just wanted to double check where was the next stage, because I was going to leave that stage once it was done and go all the way to Mitsuron Mine. And he goes, no, I'm not sure of that. I'm aware of this place, but you need to go to Yeri, which is where, after Lefkada, is where the next race was. And I was like, I thought that was later on in the evening. What, later on in the afternoon, I should say. And I was like, will I make it in time? Because it's at least half an hour, 40 minutes to get there. So after quickly looking on my map while we had some time before the first car come, I decided to make it to the end of that race, and that's where I managed to catch some great FPV footage this time with the Avata 2, because it was a little bit difficult the day before with all the trees, because I obviously crashed in the beginning, even though I made a practice run. That being said, I messaged then the press officer of the Cyprus Rally saying, look, where is this other circuit so I can capture that part. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be hanging around until the afternoon because I don't know where it is. After I made my way to the service park, which was in Nicosia, I finally got that message and I had to drive all the way back, pretty much close to where I was in the morning at Lefkara, but it was at Skarinu. So after making my way back there, I managed to capture some more footage, which was fantastic. And then obviously on the clock, I knew that in order to make for the jump for Yeri, which was a power stage because it was double points, I had enough time. So as soon as all the cars had passed, I had left and made my way back. But otherwise, that was a really steep learning curve on the day, and it's not as simple as a normal racetrack where you can just easily walk from one place to the other. There was a lot of driving involved, especially on day one when you're going up and down the mountain and possibly getting lost and not finding these places. So what lessons have I learned from covering the Cyprus Rally? I definitely now have an appreciation for in motorsport where they separate photo and video, because I know that for me as a single person trying to capture everything with my camera, the drone, the FPV, the X4, it was a lot. So I couldn't capture everything in one go. So if a car's going by and I was doing burst mode panning, I couldn't do video at the same time. I could have the drone in the air and it will capture video while I take a photo, or vice versa, either or, but you couldn't do everything. So I had to chop and change, but it gave me that appreciation for splitting photo and video between teams. Also, I don't think the shots that I got could have been my best. Obviously, if I was concentrating on just one thing, so like just taking photos or just taking video or just doing FPV with the Avada, I think the shots would be a lot better. My batteries are also limited as well, so I can't be doing FPV all day because they're gonna run out. I did notice that because I almost full power with the Avata 2, it was running out very quickly. Also, considering all the trees and the mountains, I had to be wary of signal strength so I don't lose signal. That's the last thing that I would have wanted. I also don't think I gave the DJI Air 3S a fair run for its money, especially with tracking mode. It was, by the time the cars had left and it picked up the tracking, the car was gone. So it was much quicker just to think off your feet and just shoot manually. And that's something that I want to do. I'd rather have the shot than trying to fiddle around playing with settings. Now, what are some improvements that they can do for next year? I think better maps for sure, because the maps that you could download from the Cyprus Rally website weren't really up to date. As mentioned earlier, on day 2, I thought I was going to Mitsubishi, when in fact I would have gone completely the opposite direction and missed the event completely. So I think better updated maps, better signs. I think better PR in the beginning to get like a hype up for the event. I don't think there was much. I was just aware of it and I've always wanted to do it. And now that I'm living in Cyprus, I had the opportunity, not just as a spectator, but as someone as part of the media team to go and capture photo and video of this. And this was just awesome. The other great thing is the event is free. So if you're someone who loves cars and wants to go to a motorsport event, other than F1, which is expensive, the Cyprus Rally is free. There's no cost to it, there's no ticket. So you can literally pick a spot and go. Normally people just stick around to that one spot rather than doing what I'm doing, is chasing them in a car, because you can only attempt probably 3, if you're lucky, 4 spots to view in a day for the racing, because it is a lot of driving, especially on day 1 with all the traveling in the mountains, down the mountain, up the mountain. If I was to go again next year, I would probably use a plastic bag to cover my camera, because it was a lot of dust and, oh, that one's not good. So that was my experience with the Cyprus Rally. Awesome event. Can't wait to do the next one, whether it's the Cyprus Rally or another motorsport event. I think they're awesome. Stay tuned for next week because we're going to be covering the DJI Air 3S. We're finally going to get onto some content for this after purchasing it. Haven't really had a chance to deep dive into it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you go to the Cyprus Rally, or have you been to any other motorsport events? Have you tried capturing motorsport events? And remember, if you have your box of Kleenex, to clean yourself up. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.